I just got done playing Death Stranding 2, and it left me a sobbing mess at the end of 50 hours. An absolute masterpiece from start to finish. Emotional, strange, and unforgettable. Kojima has done it again. But here's the thing. Death Stranding 2 is still locked to PlayStation 5, and my PC-only friends? They're feeling that all too familiar FOMO. With no official PC release date in sight, a lot of players are looking for something, anything, to fill that void. So in the meantime, here are 10 of the best open-world PC games you can play after Death Stranding 2. We're kicking off the list with Outer Wilds, a game that, much like Death Stranding 2, doesn't hold your hand and trust you to uncover its secrets at your own pace. But instead of crossing vast post-apocalyptic landscapes, here, you're exploring an entire solar system trapped in a 22-minute time loop. Every planet, every moon, every wrecked station is filled with quiet beauty, tragic stories, and clues to a much larger mystery. There are no quest markers, no combat, just you, your ship, and the drive to understand what's going on before everything resets. It's haunting, lonely, and surprisingly emotional once the pieces start falling into place. Much like Death Stranding, Outer Wilds is about the journey as much as the destination. You're not saving the world with guns or glory. You're trying to make sense of it, to connect the dots left behind by those who came before. If you're craving that same blend of wonder, isolation, and emotional payoff, Outer Wilds is essential. It's one of the most unforgettable open world or open universe experiences you can have on PC. Just be prepared. It will mess with your heart and your mind. If the meditative traversal of Death Stranding 2 hooked you, SnowRunner is your next stop. It trades sci-fi surrealism for brutal realism, but the core experience is shockingly similar. You're not fighting enemies or racing to objectives. You're hauling cargo across unforgiving terrain, battling mud, ice, rivers, and mechanical failure every inch of the way. It sounds simple, but SnowRunner turns every delivery into a tense, strategic journey. Just like Sam Porter Bridges, you'll obsess over the best route, worry about balance and weight, and learn to respect the terrain. There's a quiet satisfaction in taming the chaos of nature, especially when you're crawling uphill in a storm with half your truck underwater. There's no big, dramatic story here, but the emotional connection builds over time between you and your battered vehicles, the lonely roads, and the triumph of finishing a job against all odds. And yes, it's surprisingly beautiful. Watching the sun rise over a frozen lake as you finally escape the mud feels almost spiritual. If Death Stranding 2 taught you the value of every step forward, SnowRunner doubles down on that feeling. Slow, deliberate, and deeply rewarding. It's not for everyone, but it's unforgettable for those who get it. If you love the desolate beauty and isolation of Death Stranding 2, but wish you could punch a few more things along the way, Mad Max might be exactly what you're looking for. Set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland where fuel is gold and survival is everything, this underrated gem delivers open-world exploration with a heavy dose of grit and style. You play as Max, a lone drifter haunted by his past, trying to build the ultimate war machine and take down the brutal warlords who rule the dunes. The world is harsh, empty, and strangely beautiful. Endless sandstorms, broken highways, and ruined outposts stretch as far as the eye can see. It's a different kind of loneliness, but one that resonates with the same themes of survival, isolation, and pushing forward. While Death Stranding 2 gives you a bike and a backpack, Mad Max straps you into a custom death car, letting you tear across the wasteland, engage in high-speed combat, and scavenge every last bolt and scrap to survive. It's not as philosophical or emotional, but the atmosphere, world-building, and sense of solitude make Mad Max a must-play for anyone craving a different flavor of the end of the world.
Oh, you win! You're not dead! Get up!
What a great bounty! We're in luck! This rare haul, we may refuel and demolish.
if Death Stranding 2 left you craving more emotional storytelling set against a ruined world, Days Gone Remastered is a strong follow-up. Set in a post-apocalyptic Oregon overrun by infected hordes, it follows Deacon St. John, a biker-turned-survivor on a desperate search for hope in a world that's lost almost everything. At first glance, it may seem like just another zombie game, but Days Gone leans heavily into the emotional weight of its story. It's about love, loss, and loyalty, and like Death Stranding, it's built on a foundation of solitude, long rides, and dangerous deliveries. You're constantly on the move, managing your bike's fuel, avoiding freaker swarms, and navigating the wild, untamed roads of the Pacific Northwest. The remastered version brings upgraded visuals, smoother performance, and a more polished experience on PC. And when you're riding through misty forests or broken highways with nothing but your thoughts and a low fuel gauge, you'll feel a lot of the same quiet, reflective energy that made Death Stranding 2 so powerful. It's raw, it's emotional, and at its best, Days Gone Remastered captures that same feeling of being utterly alone, but still moving forward 1 mile at a time. The Last of Us Part 1 delivers one of the most emotionally devastating and beautifully told stories in gaming, now fully remade for PC. It's not just a game about survival. It's about the fragile threads that connect us, the pain of loss, and the lengths we go to for the people we love. Much like Death Stranding 2, it places you in a world that's fallen apart and asks you to keep moving forward, even when everything feels hopeless. You play as Joel, a grizzled survivor tasked with escorting Ellie, a teenage girl who may be the key to humanity's future. What begins as a job slowly turns into something far more personal and heartbreaking. The game shines in its quiet, intimate moments just as much as its brutal encounters. It's about more than just the infected. It's about trust, vulnerability, and the impossible choices that shape who we become. With its stunning visuals, tight pacing, and emotional storytelling, The Last of Us Part 1 is a perfect experience for players looking for the same narrative depth and post-apocalyptic weight they found in Death Stranding 2.
Get him!
Not bad, Joel.
Cyberpunk 2077 might seem like a wild departure from Death Stranding 2 at first glance. Neon lights, futuristic tech, and a city that never sleeps. But beneath the chaos of Night City lies something familiar. A deeply personal story about identity, connection, and what it means to keep going when everything around you is broken. You play as V, a merc caught in a fight for survival, haunted by a digital ghost and navigating a world that's as cold and indifferent as it is vibrant. Like Sam Porter Bridges, V is constantly moving forward, trying to make sense of their place in a crumbling society. While the pace is faster and the setting more chaotic, Cyberpunk 2077 delivers the same emotional punch in its character-driven moments. Quiet conversations on rooftops, messages left behind, and the weight of choices that can't be undone. The Phantom Liberty expansion takes it even deeper, adding political intrigue, new layers of storytelling, and some of the most emotionally charged moments in the game. For those who connected with the loneliness, tension, and introspective atmosphere of Death Stranding 2, Cyberpunk 2077 offers a different flavor, but one that hits surprisingly close to home. Ghost of Tsushima captures the same quiet, meditative energy that made Death Stranding 2 so powerful. Only this time, you're trading futuristic landscapes for the windswept hills of feudal Japan. As Jin Sakai, a samurai torn between tradition and survival, you're tasked with defending your home from a brutal Mongol invasion, all while grappling with who you must become to save it. Like Sam Porter Bridges, Jin is a lone figure in a vast, beautiful world, one that's haunting, serene, and filled with a lingering sense of loss. The island of Tsushima is your playground, but it never feels empty. Every fox shrine, bamboo grove, and ruined village tells a story, and exploration is guided not by markers, but by the wind itself. A brilliant design choice that enhances the immersive atmosphere. The emotional core of the game is just as strong, centered around loyalty, sacrifice, and the cost of letting go of who you once were. It's introspective and deeply human. Now available on PC with stunning visuals and performance upgrades, Ghost of Tsushima is more than a samurai action game. It's a journey of identity, solitude, and honor. If Death Stranding 2 moved you, this one will too. Before Death Stranding 2, there was Metal Gear Solid 5. The Phantom Pain, Kojima's first true dive into open-world gameplay, in a game that still feels ahead of its time. You play as Big Boss, a legendary soldier building a private army while unraveling conspiracies, ghosts of the past, and the blurred line between hero and villain. The tone is different, but the DNA is unmistakably Kojima. Cinematic ambition, layered storytelling, emotional depth, and strange, unforgettable moments that stick with you. There's loneliness here, too. Wide stretches of desert and jungle, long horseback rides, quiet infiltration missions where you're left with only your thoughts and a cassette tape playing in the background. Metal Gear Solid 5 also shares Death Stranding 2's focus on systems-driven gameplay. Planning your loadout, deciding your approach, adapting on the fly. It's all about freedom and control. You create your own path, and every mission feels like a puzzle with 1,000 answers. While it lacks the emotional gut punches of Death Stranding 2, The Phantom Pain delivers the same sense of isolation, control, and thematic depth. For fans of Kojima's world-building and open-ended design, this is an essential PC experience. Horizon Forbidden West blends breathtaking open-world exploration with a deeply emotional story, making it a natural follow-up for anyone still processing Death Stranding 2. Set in a post-apocalyptic future where nature has reclaimed the earth and machine beasts roam wild, the game follows Aloy, a lone hunter trying to uncover ancient secrets that could decide the fate of the world. Much like Sam Porter Bridges, Aloy's journey is one of solitude, connection, and purpose. She's constantly pushing into dangerous, unknown territory, not just to survive, but to rebuild what was lost. The emotional stakes are high, the landscapes are jaw-dropping, and the themes of isolation, legacy, and sacrifice feel right at home alongside Death Stranding 2's story beats. Traversal is a joy in itself. Climbing massive ruins, gliding off cliffs, swimming through sunken cities. It's a world that begs to be explored. And while the pace is more action-heavy, there are still those quiet moments that let you breathe and reflect. Now fully available on PC, Horizon Forbidden West is not just a visual showcase. It's a rich, emotionally driven adventure that will scratch that same itch for discovery, awe, and human resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. And number 1, we have Red Dead Redemption 2, arguably the most emotionally rich and immersive open-world game ever made. If Death Stranding 2 pulled you in with its quiet beauty, slow-burn storytelling, and emotional depth, RDR2 will absolutely wreck you in the best way. You play as Arthur Morgan, a weary outlaw at the end of an era, wrestling with loyalty, identity, and the cost of the life he's lived. The story unfolds at a deliberate pace, letting every moment breathe, just like Death Stranding 2. Whether you're riding through snowy mountains, setting up camp under the stars, or sharing quiet conversations around the fire, the game constantly reflects on the weight of your choices and the inevitability of change. The world is staggering in detail, alive, reactive, and filled with natural beauty. But it's not just about the landscape. It's about what that world does to you, and how your journey through it shapes who Arthur becomes. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game. It's a reflection on mortality, freedom, and the fading light of old ideals. For anyone chasing the emotional impact and introspective tone of Death Stranding 2, this is the definitive PC experience.
What are you gonna do, Jamie? Live the rest of your life in the mountains with those people?
They're my friends!
Yeah.
If you don't leave me alone, I'll shoot you! I swear it!
What are you talking about? You ain't no killer.
You don't know who I am! What the hell? Boom! Boom! Good lord!
As a bonus pick, why not return to where it all began, with Death Stranding Director's Cut on PC? If Death Stranding 2 left a crater in your heart, the Director's Cut is the perfect way to revisit Sam Porter Bridges' original journey. Now enhanced with new features, expanded missions, and quality-of-life improvements that make it even more immersive. This version adds more tools, weapons, and structures, making traversal smoother without compromising the slow, meditative pace that defines the experience. There's also a new racetrack, combat missions, and additional story content that ties beautifully into the themes expanded in the sequel. But what makes the Director's Cut special isn't just the extras. It's the chance to re-experience the quiet power of the original. The long, lonely walks, the moments of stillness, the desperate need to reconnect a shattered world, one delivery at a time. With stunning visuals, ultra-wide support, and smoother performance, the PC version is arguably the best way to play. If you're still haunted by the final hours of Death Stranding 2, this is your chance to go back, not just for the gameplay, but to feel that strange, beautiful loneliness all over again.
Tangle, tangle.
Light him up.
So while Death Stranding 2 might still be a PS5 exclusive, the spirit of its journey, loneliness, connection, and that haunting beauty lives on in these incredible PC games. Whether you're trekking across desolate landscapes or unraveling deep, emotional stories, each one offers something special to fill the Kojima-shaped void. If you enjoyed the list, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe for more game recommendations, and let me know in the comments which game hit you the hardest, or if you're still holding out for that Death Stranding 2 PC port. Until then, keep exploring.